Hello, and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video will be allegedly and in my very own opinion. Now let's get into the recap of Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 1. Guess who's coming to Whitnik? So let's go ahead and get started. So Simone and Cecil did their own version of Freaknik called Weepnik. And I was wondering if this is where Marceau and Cut Paste Tisha got the idea, because I'm sure that they heard about this event. They're right there in Alabama, so close to Atlanta. So I'm pretty sure that they heard about this event. And it could be where they got the idea, to do the Freaknik on their own. Okay. So I just wanted to point that out because when I seen this first episode, I was very surprised to see that they had did their own version of Freaknik. And then it popped into my head. So that's where you guys got the idea. Okay, but moving right along. So, Quad had expressed that nobody had reached out to her except Dr. Heavenly since they left New York, doing the reunion. So, of course, her good Judy, Heavenly, has been in contact with her. So they had a little sit down and she was just expressing, the fact that nobody had reached out to her, to Dr. Heavenly. And of course, Simone and Cecil had a conversation about it as well, and Cecil, he said it's kind of hard to have a relationship with Quad, being that her and Simone are in a good place right now. However, Simone said that the reason why she can always make up with Heavenly and not Quad is because her and Heavenly, they spend real quality time together. But her relationship with Quad, it's very superficial. So that's understandable. It is very hard to maintain a friendship with Quad because at times she does come off as a fake friend and she's all over the place. And you just never know what you're going to get from Quad. It seems like Quad, was trying to be the new Mariah Hawk, just make this grand entrance at every event. She's always fashionably late. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people kind of feel some kind of way because it's always like she wants to be the center of attention. I don't really have a problem with Quad, but I still feel some kind of way about what she did to my Mariah. I really did like Mariah. I thought she was great for the show that she created that ultimately, these women got her on up off of her own show, kind of like how they're trying to do to Melody Cherie, but they were actually successful at getting her off of her own show. So moving right along. And it seems like Sweet Tea is in a very good place. She had her surgery, so it seems like, and she made it very clear that, her and Gregory are currently trying to make a baby. So it seems like, she has taken care of her health situation, and now it is possible for them to have a baby. So that's what they're in the process of doing. But is it me, or was that a fake embrace, not actually a hug between Phaedra and Sweet Tea when um, Sweet Tea and Gregory went over to Phaedra's house so that she and her sons could teach Sweet Tea how to swim? I don't know. It just seemed a little fake to me, but that's just me. I had to even rewind it back, to take a second look because it did seem a little fake, you know. But maybe Phaedra, offered for Sweet Tea's boys to teach. I'm sorry, for her boys to teach Sweet Tea how to swim so that Gregory could see her goods in a bathing suit. I mean, you never know what these women are up to. Um, you know, It was said, there were rumors that she did date Gregory, but Phaedra just basically came out and said that they were just friends. So you have to go with what she says. And Gregory had a little bit of a different story, but at the end of the day, they were friends then and they are still friends to this day. Okay. So Gregory called Dr. Heavenly out and said that since they left the reunion, Dr. Heavenly has been toxic, made very offensive comments, and have just been nasty for the sake of being nasty. No reason at all. She just decides that she wanted to go in on Gregory. She even made a comment about Dr. Gregory's practice. Heavenly's messy, mean girl ass is dead wrong. People don't play about their livelihood, okay? So, I mean, she's came on several times and made statements that people have called her office, and she seems to be bothered by it. So, I don't know why she would want to make those type of statements about somebody's place of business. Hey, sound check Annette, thank you so much for being here, sis. And then she had the nerve to want sympathy, when somebody was calling her office, like, girl, bye. Like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay. Um, so Dr. Heavenly and Damon invited Simone and Cecil over for a chef cook hibachi dinner. And the drinks, the food, the vibe, was going great. And Cecil decides that he wanted to ask Damon had Heavenly told him anything about her and Letitia. So kind of totally threw off the mood. But hey, that's what they do. This group of people are very messy. So I guess maybe he wanted to have that conversation before the actual date of the event, which that was a good idea. Don't get me wrong. Every time these, people get together, there's always something. And I always think to myself, these people spend so much money on these events, these elaborate events, just for the guests who come there and get into arguments, you know. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, baby. When I spend that kind of money, if you're messy, you can stay your ass at home because entertaining can be very expensive, and especially the type of events that this group is known to put on. So, but I guess it's great TV. But, at the end of the day, they should be able to call each other on the phone the day before or a few days before the event, squash all their beef, and just come ready to have a good time, But I guess they're trying to make good TV, so they're okay with spending all of that money because it seems like every time something pops off, everybody is ready to go. Because at the end of the day, everybody is, somebody is a doctor in every relationship. So there's usually a lot of doctors that are at these events. So they don't want to jeopardize their career being at an event, you know what I'm saying? And a fight breaks out and the police are being called. You know, that's just too much drama, for the sake of entertainment when you have a whole profession. It's just not worth it. So when the arguments break out, everybody be ready to go for real. So instead of Damon responding, Dr. Heavenly responds and says, all y'all brother Tuckers know if you F with my man, I'm going to F with yours. So basically, she didn't even give Damon the opportunity to respond. She jumps in and responded for him. Okay. So apparently, Dr. Heavenly still is in her feelings about the question that Andy Cohen asked Sweet Tea at the reunion, which was, are you co signing the idea that Damon has cheated on Heavenly? She wasn't mad at, you know, um, she wasn't mad at Andy for asking the question, but she felt some kind of way towards Sweet Tea for her response. And at the end of the day, Heavenly is the one who told Sweet Tea that, um, Mariah told her that Damon was cheating, and she said that she believed her. Those words came straight from Dr. Heavenly's mouth. So if it's a lie, Dr. Heavenly told it. I'm just saying. So Dr. Heavenly retaliated on social media and was accused of mocking women struggling with infertility and said her deceased mother has a better chance of conceiving than Letitia, aka Sweet Tea. Now that was evil. She went way too far with that. And not only did she offend Sweet Tea, she offended a lot of other women that have difficulties, having a child and being infertile. So, sometimes when she's coming out, with all of this smoke or whatever the case may be, she needs to think about the overall picture and how her statements might affect, other people other than the person that it's targeted to. But of course, Heavenly doesn't think about that because when she's ready to clap back, it's game on for her. So Sweet Tea then clapped back and said, I was rooting for Black women to educate themselves on this subject matter. It's sad that y'all listen to Dennis the Menace to feed your false information about endometriosis. And then she said, so much for Dr. Heavenly University. Like, you know what I'm saying? This lady has this whole course called Dr. Heavenly University, yet and still she chooses to get on social media and say these low vibrational things. So, Sweet Tea called her out. So, of course, at that point, Dr. Heavenly retaliated once again, one more again, and said, Dr. G, is not respected in the community. And that's real talk, her words. And then she said, hashtag abuser, hashtag controlling, hashtag I can't say on YouTube, hashtag team daddy, hashtag married to medicine. So that was her clap back to Sweet Tea, which was way left to call out this man's business. I mean, that was way too much. Like, is the check really worth it? Because obviously, when you know, put somebody else's business out there, you give them the green light to talk about your business. So I feel like these people just really need to be more responsible, more professional when it comes to their business. And Soundcheck Annette said Elaine is a pathological liar. She absolutely is, Soundcheck Annette. It just really don't make no sense. And what Dr. Heavenly said was repulsive. And this statement really showed who she truly is, which is the scum of the earth. Some words cut so deep that people can't move past them, and those are those type of words, the ones she used to downgrade this man, his business, and everything else. So she admits that she does go too far sometimes, but the problem is she knows this, but she continued to do it. Like she knows that she cuts below the belt, but for the sake of just being messy, she chooses to do it anyway. Then she had the nerve to slip in the conversation. I'm sorry. She had the nerve to slip in a conversation on Simone and tell her that she owes Quad an apology. Like, Biatch, we talking about you right now. How you feel like you owe, like, somebody else an apology and you don't. Like, how does Simone owe Quad an apology, but you don't feel like you owe Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory an apology? Like, make it make sense. She can always call somebody else out, but she doesn't take the time to look at the man in the mirror. So I just can't with Dr. Heavenly. She always thinks that she gets a pass, and we is tired. We is tired of your messy ass. And you know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to hold you accountable. And we can start with your husband, Damon. Like, I don't understand why he can't have a conversation with his wife and get her to stop. Like, who's really wearing the pants in that relationship? And furthermore, you know, she had the nerve to try and tell Simone how to apologize to Quad. She needs to practice what she preaches. Okay. So Simone did admit that she owes Quad an apology. So now Cecil has stepped in to try and rectify their friendship and secretly invites Quad to their Whitnik event because Cecil still considers Quad as a friend and he wants to help repair their friendship. That's very nice of him to do. But as a wife, I would definitely let my husband know I don't like surprises. I don't mind that you're trying to play friendship maker or whatever you want to call it, but I would like the heads up if you're going to invite somebody to my event where there could potentially be some type of altercation. Just don't do it. Okay. So that should have been a conversation that he had with his wife before he decided to do that. So Cecil and Simone really knows how to throw a party. When they started showing the scenes of the setup of their Whitnik, I was very, very impressed because those 40s really took me out. Give me 1 second, guys. Alrighty, I am back. So yeah, those 40s really took me out. That whole setup was so nice, so much fun. So I was really impressed. So let me see. Where was that? So I love the way that, the friends got together at each other's houses to pick out their outfits for the week neat. I thought that was cool. Phaedra and Toya got together, Jackie and Heavenly got together. So, that was fun to watch with the wigs and everything like that. And, I loved all of the outfits, the wigs, the cars, the vibes. And did I say cars? Like those cars were hitting. They were really on point with the cars. Although Dr. Heavenly's wig was lopsided, and then she ended up taking it off. So she did a little too much, and she just looked very silly and very uncomfortable during that time. But Freaknik, that was the good old days. I'm pretty sure every, one of us has been to some version of the Freaknik. I think, and Eugene was LL Cool J, Phaedra. She didn't disappoint. Sweet Tea showed up twerking in the car. So she came ready to have a good time. And she wanted to let those bitches know, she has arrived and she is not afraid. And the ladies didn't look too happy to see Contessa, but I was. I'm like, Contessa is back. Like, let's get it popping. Because I'm glad that Sweet Tea has somebody to help her defend herself against Dr. Heavenly. So they did the right thing by bringing Contessa back. Then Quiet pulls up, and Simone just happened to be on the mic, thanking everyone for coming to her event. And she looked up and seen Quiet, and Simone said, "Looks like we have an unexpected guest." You know, and that's something that she needs to take up with her husband, the fixer. Okay. And it looks like everyone has forgiven Quad except Simone. She still felt some kind of way about those social media posts that Quad made, and people just saying don't apologize anymore or whatever the case may be. So she's still kind of holding on to that. But I think at this point, she's kind of ready to move on. So she did approach Quad at the party and gave her a hug, and I mean, you can't really expect anything more than that, so she did give Quad a hug and she was ready to just move on from the situation and have a good time. Now, let me ask y'all this. What did y'all think about Dr. Scott's performance when he went up there on the stage to perform? Hey, Sandra P, thank you so much for being here, sis. What did y'all think about that performance? And then I couldn't figure out if he was singing or rapping. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I hope he don't quit his day job, but I guess he gets an A for effort, for agreeing to go up there and make a fool of himself. So that's all I have to say on that matter. And did I hear Dr. Heavenly correctly? Did she threaten Damon for looking Sweet Tea's way? Like she said something like, if you look over there again, like, really? We doing that? This is supposed to be a whole group of friends. Like he's looking in a direction of the friends. Like she is such a bully. Hey, Mama Bees, thank you so much for being here. So, Sweet Tea and Gregory was trying to have a sensible conversation with Dr. Damon. And the conversation was actually getting somewhere. You know, Gregory, well, first, Sweet Tea started off letting him know that what she did say, it came directly from Heavenly. Okay. And Gregory was letting him know that, his wife said some very vile things to him on social media. And, Damon was letting him know that he felt some kind of way at the reunion when he was asked if he thinks that Damon cheats on his wife. And he said that he didn't know. He felt like Gregory should have said, well, no, he's a nice guy. I don't see him cheating on his wife. So he felt some kind of way, that Gregory didn't defend him. So he allowed his wife to drag Gregory through the mud instead of calling Gregory and having a conversation. Like, I really feel like these women need to keep all of their messiness between the girls because guys really don't get into the mess. Guys are usually able to have a conversation and squash things. And I think that these women need to keep all of the messy antics between the women and keep the men out of it, and let these men enjoy life. Let them have, their buds, their guy friends that they like to sit around with, smoke cigars, have a drink. Don't mess that up. Don't come between that because they view things totally different than the way women view things. So don't interfere with that because a lot of the times what they're arguing about is just total nonsense anyway. And it's really not worth ruining these friendships, especially between the guys. And it's not worth slandering somebody's profession. It's just not worth it. So leave that messiness to the women. And Sandra P said, I agree. I side eye Dr. Damon because of how messy Dr. Heavenly is. You know what, Sandra P, girl, we on the same page. Because now I'm starting to look at him sideways because, like, dude, you can't do anything with your wife. Like, aren't you embarrassed? Like, aren't you embarrassed in front of your colleagues? You know what I'm saying? Your other doctor friends that your woman is out here just making a fool of you and her. Like, I think that if he has a conversation with her, she'll stop. But for some reason, he allows her to do it, you know, and he can't just say, oh, well, I can't tell her that and she gonna still do it anyway. Okay, well, I bet you she'll react to some divorce papers. Because I would call her, I will hold her feet to the fire. Okay, you want to continue to be out here, you know, making me look bad, making the family look bad. Like, I don't have a problem with filing divorce papers. If he threatens Heavenly with divorce, she'll shut her damn mouth up. And I think at this point, that's what it's going to take. And Sandra P said, exactly. He does have side conversations also. He begged Mariah not to release receipts. Exactly. And his wife is the one that said that she believes Mariah. So why do you have, this strong hatred for Sweet Tea? So after they were having this conversation, and like I said, it seems like they were getting somewhere. Heavenly brings her drunk ass over there and calls things to go left. After she was the one that told Simone that she needed to apologize to Quad. So honey, I am just too through with Dr. Heavenly's ghetto Baps looking ass because she just be doing too much, and everywhere she goes, she just causes chaos. She has this deep hatred for Sweet Tea when she is the one who initially got Sweet Tea to be on the show. And I know she did it to be messy. You know what I'm saying? She did it to cause mess between Quad and Letitia. And Quad was supposed to be her friend. So when she came over, she said something to the effect of, somebody get this biatch off of me. And once she said that, that was it. Everybody was ready to go. Everybody started looking around like, oh, where the car at? Everybody was ready to go because, again, these are all professional people. They got businesses, they're doctors. Like, it's just not worth it to always be caught up in some drama and some mess because at the end of the day, they don't want their name associated with no police being called, no fighting. It was a little crazy when Mariah and who was that Mariah got into a fight with? I can't remember who it was. Mariah got into a fight. Was it Quad? It was somebody. Mariah got into a fight, and I thought that was so just embarrassing. And Sandra P said the party was really nice. It was so freaking nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just the attention to detail, you know. It was a really nice party. It was Toya. Oh, that's right. She got into a fight with Toya. And ever since then, Toya been chill. Ever since then, she been pretty chill. So yeah, let me see something. And just a few pictures of the party. Like I said, I really enjoyed the outfits. I enjoyed the wigs, the cars, everything. And I thought that was really big of Simone to go over and give Quad a hug. And even when Letitia first got there, um, well, Letitia and Greg, I think at first it was Greg and, if I'm not mistaken, Greg and Damon talking, and Dr. Heavenly just goes over there and randomly gives him a kiss. Like, girl, like she really be doing too much. So, what did you guys think about this week's episode? Did it live up to your expectations? What did you guys think about this week's episode, the kickoff of season 11? Because pretty much the whole episode was about the Whitney party, the preparation of it, finding their outfits. So the whole episode was pretty much surrounded by this Whitney, and they didn't disappoint. I really enjoyed this episode, so I hope it gets better from here. Hey, Brandon Lee, how you doing, bro? He said, hey, good people wanted to come through and support. I'll be reviewing this on Friday. I got a lot going on, but love you. As always, network specialist, proud of you. Thank you so much, bro. And I will be checking that out. Okay. And Mama B said she didn't get a chance to watch it. Do you plan on watching it, Mama Bees? Now this is one of our faves. We love Merit to Medicine. And Sandra P says, I enjoyed it. It was fun, but foreshadow old messy heavenly. Yep, and I'm ready to drag her at every turn. And Sandra, will you be doing a recap or review on Merit to Medicine as well? So yeah, this weekend was pretty busy for me. I did watch Tia and Tamara as well. So I will definitely be recapping that on tomorrow. And oh my gosh, that was a really, really good episode as well. And I was kind of wondering how many episodes was there going to be for Tia show. And Sandra P said yes. It's uploading now. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So I will definitely be checking that out as well. So guys, if you're watching the replay, make sure you watch Braden Lee's recap of Married to Medicine as well as Sandra P. So if you're not following them, make sure you go over and follow their channels as well because they will be doing a recap on Married to Medicine as well. Yes. And Braylon Lee says, "Child, I got Queen's Court tonight, RHOP Wednesday, and then Married to Medicine on Friday. So I got 3 reviews to do this week. The things we do for our audiences, y'all. So, oh, okay. So you're just getting around to Queen's Court, huh? And Mama B says, I catered this weekend and was wiped out. I am actually catering today, grilling salmon. Okay, okay. I was thinking about you, Mama Bees, and the fact that you're a caterer. Like when people caters or cook food, even if they're not like a professional, like food is love. Those are kind of like words I live by. Food is love, and food brings people together. So people always love to stop by the house of anybody that just might have some food cooking on the stove. So I know that, people love the fact that you probably always got some good food cooking at your house. So I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot of events coming up, being that Thanksgiving is on Thursday. Will you be catering any other meals this week, Mama Bees? And Sandra P said, Mama Bees, that sounds so good. Salmon. Yes. And Braden Lee says, I'm on episode 6 of Queen's Court. It's a really good show. Okay. Gotcha. And I'm trying to remember because I can't remember if I did all the episodes in one or if I can't remember, but I know I'm completely done. And I was happy to see that Lisa Ray will be joining Melody on her TikTok live on Thursday. So I am looking forward to that because watching these reality TV shows, I have really learned a lot about these celebrities. And, I became really fond of some of them. Like, I really love Lisa Ray. I mean, I've always loved Lisa Ray, but now I see a softer side of Lisa Ray and I just really admire her and Tia. And Sandra P said, thank you. And Braylon said, I've never had salmon. But heard it is delicious. Yes, I love me some blackened salmon. I don't eat it a lot, and it depends on who cooks it because I don't like when it's really, really fishy. And Mama B says, yes, tomorrow, and then cooking Thanksgiving for my family, about 26 folks. OMG, that's a lot of people. And I know everybody loves to come to your house for Thanksgiving. Well, I won't be doing too much not kicking, cooking for Thanksgiving. I'm actually going to my sister's house, so she wanted to host this year, and I'm all for it because honestly, if I had to cook for Thanksgiving, I was thinking about doing seafood, honestly, just to do something different. I was just going to go with seafood, you know. So, but luckily for me, I don't even have to do that because I don't plan on cooking. And Mama Beast also said, I put a bourbon and brown sugar glaze over my salmon. OMG, bourbon. Huh, that sounds good. And Sandra P says, I'm bringing myself and a smile Thanksgiving to my sister's house. Okay, so me and you, we both got the same idea. We going to the sister's house. If anything, I will definitely bring a bottle. I'm not going to come empty handed. but I don't plan on cooking anything, um, not even a dessert. And by the way, Mama Bees, the day I cooked the pineapple bread, my sister came over, so I actually gave her half of it, and she was just like, "Oh my God." Every time I come over there, I always eat stuff that I'm not supposed to eat. And she was just like, I couldn't stop eating it, the pineapple bread. And my niece went over to visit her, so she said they were both eating the pineapple bread because I didn't want to keep too much of it because there would be nobody to eat it because I don't eat a lot of sweets, only when I have the taste for it. So, yeah. So I will definitely be making that again because I really did enjoy it. And it reminds me of something that my grandmother makes, but we call it bread pudding. And she actually puts raisins in hers. And Mama B says, glad they enjoyed it. Yes, and what I love about the recipe is that it's so quick and easy to make. I love me, a quick and easy recipe. So quick and easy to make. So that's what I love the most about it. And on top of that, it tastes really good. So I definitely see me making that a lot in my near future. So guys, that's going to pretty much be it for that recap of Married to Medicine. I don't know if we're going to see a fight break out next week or if we're just going to see everybody just disperse. And it's really sad. Now, I'm pretty sure we don't get to see everything. So hopefully, what we don't get to see is everybody just squashing their beefs and just choosing to have a good time. Because from the way we see it, it looks like, okay, like everybody just got there and 30 minutes later, somebody gets into it. Now it's time to go home. And I know these people don't get dressed just to leave and go home for no good reason. And Sandra P said, thanks for the live recap. See you in the YouTube streets. Absolutely. And Soundcheck Annette says, have a great day, everyone. And you do the same. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're part of the replay game, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave some comments because I love, going back and forth with you guys in the comments. So definitely let me know that you're watching and leave some comments so that we can get into some things. Thank you again, guys, and bye for now.